Welcome back to another Shyhammer Fantasy Battle Report, and today I did not play a game. I actually took pictures of a High Elf versus Lizardmen game. It's Todd versus Dan. More or less, I know this picture has a giant Dark Elf on it, but you know what? It was the only picture that I found that had like a High Elf versus a dinosaur on there, so guess what? That's what the picture is. Deal with it. Anyways, we're going to go over the list. 2,400 points. During this time, Dan's nephew Max is playing against my brother, and I just didn't have anybody to play, so here we go. I just decided to take a picture of these guys. This is the Lizardman army first. We got the level 4 on... he's level 4 and a BSB, and he's in the Temple Guard. He has all the lore of high magic unlocked, so he basically knows everything there. Behind him you can see the Bastiladon, and then behind the Bastiladon, you really can't see him in this picture. Maybe this is a little bit better of a picture. On the left side, it's a Lord with the Sword of Piranha or something like that, the Piranha Sword. It's a 50-point magic item, does D3 wounds. Then we have 10 Skirmisher with blowpipes here. We have the Stegodon in the back. This is the Bastiladon again, and that is a level 2 that keeps on falling over because his staff is metal, but the body's plastic. So that's a level 2. No, I'm sorry, he's a level 1 of beasts. I want to say lore of beasts. And then here's the Stegodon again, and then also you can see behind the Stegodon there's 10 more skirmishers. Over here we have a giant block of, I want to say it's about 30 Saurus warriors with spears, and then another unit of skinks with javelins this time, and then as you can see he put this unit of skinks with blowpipes on the right side. Over for the High Elves, he has a we'll start off with the repeater crossbow thrower. He has one on this side. I believe he has one on the other side as well. He has a block of I want to say about 20 sword masters or 19 sword masters, and then the general goes in there. Might be 20. Over here you can see right next to the sword masters he has another block of 20 Northern Sea Guard, and then next to them he has another block of 20 Spearmen, not Northern Sea Guard. On the floor, knocked over, is his level 4. It's also his general, level 4 mage. And then, like I said, he does have another repeater crossbow thrower. He also has 2 eagles, a BSB with, I don't think he has the banner on that guy, but it's just a BSB with some magic items. And then he has the Griffin Prince. The Griffin has full upgrades. Prince has, I believe, armor of destiny and some decent items. And then over here he has 5 Dragon Princes and 5 Illyrian Reavers, and then he also has his Shadow Warriors, which aren't on the board yet. As you can see over magic, he basically has this is for the Lizardmen. He has all the spells. For some reason I don't have pictures of the High Elf spells, so I will go over that when time comes. Let's go ahead and start off turn 1. He did have his Illyrian Reavers move up on the Vanguard, and then it is Lizardman turn. So the Lizardmen, they're trying to figure out what to do. He goes ahead and he starts moving up his block here. He goes ahead and he turns his skirmishers to face the Shadow Warriors, so they don't just like run up and attack the Bastiladon or whatever. I don't know what they were going to do, but he turns them this way to go ahead and deal with that threat. And then over here, this is on the opposite side of the table. He moves his other skirmishers over to the side here, and then he goes ahead and he moves his main block up. And his Temple Guards are really not scared; they're unbreakable. And as you can see, this is kind of how it went. He kept his Stegodon back for whatever reason, but he moved his Bastiladon protecting the flank of the Saurus Warriors, and his level 1's kind of chilling back there as well. And then he has his Lord sitting behind the skirmishers up in the middle. So that's pretty odd. Magic Phase, he got 7 power dice. He's going to go ahead and throw a couple on to walk between worlds, and it gets dispelled by that guy. So he goes ahead and does Tempest, and that one does go off. He hits that unit of Swordmasters, and he gets a direct hit. It's going to blow up right there, and he's like, alright, it's going to be a lot of guys. And as you can see, it's a direct hit, and it blows up. It hits everybody, but he didn't realize they have the Banner of the World Dragon. So out of the Banner of the World Dragon, out of all the people who got wounded, only 3 died. So it could have been worse for the High Elves, but he got really, and it also could have been better for the Lizardmen if he would have picked any other unit besides that unit. But that's how you learn, right? Bastillodon goes ahead and takes a shot at these guys, but they dispel it, and the shooting phase, the skinks go ahead and shoot, and they kill off 2 of the Shadow Warriors. And I believe that's it for turn 1 on the Lizardmen. Let's go ahead and start working on High Elves. Alright, so the first thing he does is he's going to go ahead and throw his Lyrian Reavers into a side charge onto the skinks. He gets in, then basically the building was in the way, so he only gets to clip in 1 or 2 horses there. That's about it, you know. He wasn't able to get in more just because of the way the building would have affected that charge. Over here, you can see his eagle. It moved closer to the skinks, but it didn't charge in. And then his dragon princes over here are just moving up as well. They didn't really go too close. Over here, his big blocks, they're going to go ahead and move up the gut. And that's about it. His griffin rider just goes in over by the trees, hoping to get in a side charge into those Saurus warriors. And so did the other eagle. You can see the other eagle barely in this picture. He's kind of just chilling in between the Saurus warriors and the trees. Magic phase, he got 8 power dice, and first spell he does is Occam's Mind Razor, and he does it onto that unit of spearmen. He gets it off with double 6s, and but basically what that's going to do is that changes their leadership into their strength, which is huge, because if you could see his if he didn't do it to that unit, the Saurus warriors would have charged in on the next turn, and they would have just kind of wiped the floor with those spearmen, or vice versa. It would have been a pretty bloody battle. But now that he's strength like 8 or 9 versus just a strength 3, it really puts the brakes on the Saurus warriors charging. So sure enough, he gets the wizard that cast it. He got a miscast, so he rolls and he basically gets a small template around these guys. They got the Banner of the World Dragon anyways, but they still lose 1 more Swordmaster, so that happens. Then he goes for Penumbral Pendulum, and he does that over onto he tries to get it off on the Lord, on the Dino, on the cold one, and it basically what it is, it's like a straight line that goes through. It shot through. It kills off 2 of the skinks. Actually, I don't even think he killed 2. Yeah, he only killed 1 because I forgot why. But anyways, he killed off 1 skink, and no wounds at all got off onto the Lord, on the Scarvet. So shooting phase, he's Northern Sea Guard. They're gonna go ahead and shoot at the skinks. They kill off 3 more, and then the repeater crossbow, it shoots over into this unit of Temple Guard, and it kills off like 5 of them. It killed off a good chunk of them. The other repeater crossbow shoots at this. Oh, he didn't shoot at the skinks. I think he shot at the Bastillodon like a single bolt, and it missed, so it didn't do anything. And then over here, the skinks got lost 2 from the initial charge, and what ended up happening was he tried to reform, and we told him he couldn't. But basically, what ended up happening was they rolled a really low number, and they actually stick. They didn't, they lost 2. They killed off 1 of the Lyrian Reavers, but the skinks ended up sticking. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this turn. We're going to Lizardmen turn 2 now. So let's go over the charges first. The Scarvet, he decides he wants to charge right into that unit of Northern Sea Guard so they can stop their shooting, and they're gonna go ahead and stand and shoot. So they're going to take their like 19 or 20 shots, or however many shots it is, at him. They actually put on 2 wounds through his armor. I mean, he has a 2-up armor, and they got 2 wounds off on him. But he got in, and he's going to wreak some havoc there. Over here, the skirmishers just move up. That circle just kind of threw me off right there. As you can see, the Temple Guard moves up, and then the Stegodon actually starts to move up. Magic phase, he gets 9 power dice. And the first thing he does is walk between worlds onto this unit of skinks. It gives them a free move and ethereal, and they move all the way up to the side flank of the repeater crossbow. thrower. So he does Soul Quench next, which is a magic missile. He throws it onto the unit of spearmen, and it kills off 4 spearmen, or 3. I think that's 3. And then the next thing he does is Hand of Glory, and he does that onto his single Scarvet over here. And I believe that one got dispelled. And then he does something here. I don't remember which one this is, but it's basically a big round template. Goes over here. It ended up drifting, and then when it drifted, it killed off one guy. I'm not sure exactly what it was, because I didn't take a picture of the card. As for shooting phase, these guys over here, they I don't think they technically marched. They moved, and then they got the Walk Between Worlds, which is another move. It's a free move, but basically they go ahead and shoot, and they kill off one of the crew. They didn't kill off both though. And then these guys over here, they didn't even move. They're just gonna go ahead and shoot at the eagle, and they kill him off. Over here, we're gonna go into sorry. I believe this is the Bastillodon. Not the Bastillodon. I'm sorry. The Stegodon. The Stegodon has a giant bolt thrower on its back. It shot through at the spearmen, killed off 2 of them, and then we're gonna go into close combat. Close combat. The Skinks are getting pummeled by the Illyrian Reavers, and as you can see, they only have one rank of guys left, and they can't turn around because they're not getting that role, that leadership role. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. They did get it this turn. Ignore what I just said. But they got it off, and basically they're facing off at the Illyrian Reavers. They didn't kill any of them, but again, they rolled very well. And I believe we were playing a rule wrong on this one, but we figured it out after this next turn, I believe. Anyways, over here, the Scarvet goes. He gets challenged by the champion, and he accepts, of course, because he can't do anything else. So he just wipes the floor with the champion. He does I think 4 wounds or something with the Piranha Blade, or 5 wounds. But basically, since he got a charge and he got an overkill bonus, he actually wins combat. And they stay. They don't move because they're steadfast, obviously. And the general's literally right next to them. But yeah, that Scarvet's holding that line right there. As for High Elves, turn 2, you could see that the Griffin Rider is charging into the side flank of the... I don't think it's the Source Warriors. I actually think it's the Bastillodon. We'll find out in a second. But he's charging the side of somebody. And the Eagle moves out of the way over here. And then these are the Shadow Warriors. Shadow Warriors decide to charge into the side of the flank of the Skirmishers. Get some extra combat resolution there. And then all of a sudden, the Dragon Riders, they got one guy could clip, and he's going to go ahead and try to clip in. So they all charge in, they get in. The Eagle got in, or I'm sorry, the Griffin got into the Bastillodon, like we said. The Eagle just moved out of turn, which is not really a big issue. And then the Swordmasters, they charged into the Temple Guard here. And as you can see, this is kind of like chaotic. We're going to have the Spearmen, they move up right in front of the Stegodon. And that's about it. We're going to go into Magic Phase. Magic Phase got 9 power dice. He throws Occam's Mind Razor onto, I believe, I'm not sure if it was the Sea Guard or if it was I'm pretty sure it was the Swordmasters he was going for. And then it was dispelled. He has a Dispel Scroll on his level 1 guy. So then he was going to go ahead and do the Withering onto the Temple Guard. He gets it off. And basically that's going to slowly, it lowers like some stats, and then I think it starts to kill some people. I'm not sure. Repeater Bolt Thrower shoots at these guys over here. They kill off 2 of them, and then causes them to panic, and then when they panic, they run off towards the closest board edge, which you can see those 2 guys are just close to the edge, but not off the edge. Close combat over here. The Skinks are getting pummeled. They lost 3 more. They haven't really killed anybody back. And as you can see, that's pretty much it. What does he roll? Insane Courage. And this is pretty much what we figured out. We were playing the wrong role anyways, but they're sticking around anyways. So those Skinks are literally holding up all those guys right there. Over here we got the Griffin versus the Bastillodon. Griffin goes in, and he gets Always Strikes First. And the guy, I believe he has like a Strength 7 weapon. I forgot what it was. Maybe it's like a Star Lance or something. I don't remember what it was specifically, but he totally just wiped the floor with that Bastillodon. And he gets to overrun, I believe, and I don't think he chose to do it. Or he might have. I think he might have. Go into the Stegodon. Swordmasters, they're going to go ahead and go first because they just have a really high initiative. And they just destroy a good chunk of Temple Guard. They killed probably like 10 of them, maybe, which basically means they're gonna lose combat resolution very badly. And I don't know if I don't think they get to stick around this turn. We'll find out in a second. Over here, the Scarvet, he just uses regular attacks in. He kills off 5 guys. They fail to wound him, and that's pretty much how that went right there. So Lizardman turn 3. We're going to go over charges first. The first thing he does is he's going to go ahead and throw his Saurus Warriors right into the rear of that Dragon Prince, or not Dragon Prince, just the Prince on the Griffin, and they connect in, of course. Over here, his Skinks, they run off the board, and that's basically it for movement. We're going to go into Magic Phase next. He gets 9 power dice. The first thing he does is he throws 3 dice right onto getting rid of the Withering. He doesn't want it, dampering up his Temple Guard anymore. The next thing he does is throws all the rest of the remaining dice onto Fiery Convocation, right onto that unit of Spearmen. And you can see them in the background. He gets triple sixes, by the way, but you can see him in the background here. That used to be a block of like 20 Spearmen. Fiery Convocation took him down to like 4 or 5 left, and that's it. He did get recoil for his double sixes, and he got, as you can see, the Slan took a damage here, and then his level 1 guy took a damage over there, and but it's not bad for what he took out. Over here he has his Skinks with blowpipes. They're going to go ahead and shoot at the remaining guy on the bolt thrower, and they take him out. And then close combat over here, his Skinks got wiped out. The Lyrian Reavers overrun and chase him, as the other guys just kind of sit there, and they're going to reform facing the rear of these guys here. Over here, his Dragon Prince, or how do I keep saying Dragon Prince? His Prince on the Griffin, he's gonna do 3 wounds onto my, or onto his Stegodon, and the Stegodon and the Saurus Warriors finish off the Dragon Prince. They took out the Griffin first. Oh, I'm sorry. They took out the Griffin. The Prince is still there. As you can see, he fell down and he's just chilling there. But he eventually dies anyways. So over here, the BSB challenge is the Scarvet, and the Scarvet just he actually lives all the attacks, and then he freaking rips them open with the Piranha Blade, and yeah, that took out the BSB. And then he's still gonna sit there, and they still don't run because they're steadfast against him. Over here, the Swordmasters, as you can see, there's about 5 or 6 casualties on the Swordmasters, but the remaining Swordmasters just destroyed the rest of the Temple Guard. And all that's left is the Slan. The Slan is no longer unbreakable because there is no Temple Guard accompanying him. So he loses combat by a lot, and he's going to run. And as he runs, we realize he's a BSB too. So he's gone. He's dead. So that probably is the biggest turning point for the Lizardmen army right there. We're going to go into High Elves' turn, I believe. And High Elves, they're going to go ahead and charge. The Swordmasters are going to charge into the Stegodon, and the Spearmen actually, I believe they turned around facing the Scarvet. They wanted to get a rear charge onto him and possibly just make him lose more combat resolution. For whatever reason, you could see he turned around his Saurus Warriors after the Prince died. He turned them around facing these guys back here. I told him it was a bad choice. I told him he should just go for the Swordmasters because that's the bigger threat on the board right now. But sure enough, he turns around, faces them this way. All his guys are just kind of reforming, facing him here. We're going to jump into Magic Phase. He got really low dice, so he throws Occam's Mind Razor onto the Northern Seaguard to get rid of the Scarvet finally. And then he couldn't stop Fiery Convocation. It continues its rampage. It kills off the entire unit except for 1 Spearman. That Spearman goes running, and he's on his way out off the table edge. Over here, his repeater crossbow thrower got sick of the level 1 trying to keep doing wild form every turn, so he decides he's going to just go ahead and kill the level 1 off. And that's there. And finally, for close combat, his strength 8 guys or strength 9 guys kill off the Scarvet, and they're finally free. That starts off Lizardman turn 4. He has no charges. He's going to go ahead and move the Skinks up over here, and that's basically, I think, his only unit that can kind of move around. He has a giant block of Saurus Warriors, and I don't think they're in charge distance, or they're failing charge distance or something like that. Magic phase, his level 4 and his level 1 are dead, so there's no more magic, but his fiery convocation kills off that one guy who's fleeing. Let's go straight into close combat. Close combat, the sword masters kill off 4 guys in the beginning, and the Source Warriors kill off 2 back, and then I think they lose. I think they win combat resolution actually, but so they reform this way, and that just leaves them like that for now. We're gonna go to High Elves turn 4. He's getting charged by everybody. The Eagle, both the Lyrian Reavers and the Dragon Princes, and everybody connects in. I mean, they're elves. They're fast. They can make it in. They all get in. For shooting phase, he goes ahead and he turns his repeater bolt thrower at the skinks, and he kills 4 of them, which is great. Or 3 of them, which is so-so, not really that great. Causes them to panic and flee. They're going to go ahead and run, and they're fleeing off the table edge. Over here, as you could see, it happened way too fast. Couldn't even take a picture of all the dead bodies. But basically, the Dragon Princes always strike first. They took out chunks, waves. It probably looks like 15 guys died off of that. Out of that one initial charge from everybody, and he starts allocating his attacks to try to kill the level 4 off. He puts 1 wound down to the level 4. The rest of them are, they get to move in. I don't believe the Illyrian Reavers got to move in because the Eagle's in the way, something like that. I don't remember how it goes specifically, but he goes ahead and he tries to kill some more sword masters. I think he only kills like 1 or 2 though. He doesn't kill that much. He's kind of getting his butt kicked at the moment. Turn 5, Lizardman. He challenges the champion with his champion, and his champion gets killed. The Lizardman champion gets killed. The remainder of his guys pick off the level 4, and they kill him off. And then the other half is going to start working on the sword masters. He only has a champ and a banner left on the sword masters. The good thing about Source Warriors is they're toughness 4, and they have I think a 4-up armor, which is pretty crazy because now all his guys after that initial charge, they're all strength 3. So they're having a hard time wounding him, except for the sword masters. A hard time wounding him and getting through the armor. So he goes ahead and kills off majority of the sword masters. He is definitely losing combat resolution though, because he got rear charges and he's losing guys, and he has a flank charge and all that's going on. These guys, they rallied at the edge of the board, not that it really mattered. And then, as you can see, I believe this is actually High Elf's turn now. He ends up killing off the remainder of the sword masters. The Dragon Princes kill off a couple more of him, and the Eagle ends up killing like 1 or 2 guys. And the thing is, at this point right now, I'm even telling him, look, it's better off if you kill the Eagle. You get better combat resolution because it's easier to wound. There's no armor, stuff like that. He fails to wound it. He fails to kill anything. And at this point, he loses Steadfast. And when he loses Steadfast, man, he's gonna run. And this is the last picture I have of the game. High Elves, basically, they're gonna run down this unit with the Dragon Princes and the Lyrian Reavers. And that's pretty much it, though. That's his last remaining unit besides the Skinks that are like 60 points. He pretty much got tabled. But it was actually very interesting. I think if he could have used his Source Warriors a little bit sooner, or had him in conjunction with the Temple Guard, he would have been able to pull it off a stronger attack. I mean, the Source Warriors, actually, for a core unit, are freaking beastly. I mean, they just took out a whole unit of Great Swords, or Sword Masters. I don't know why I always say Great Swords, but because I see them with Great Swords is why. But anyways, took out that whole unit of Sword Masters, and he was getting charged from all angles, and he literally stood there and took it like a champ. It's a good tank unit. Anyways, guys, it was a fun game. I liked watching it. It's fun to see how different opponents handle each other. And I'll be putting up more videos very soon. I have a new challenger this weekend on Saturday. So I will be most likely, I don't even know what to expect, what army he's bringing. He actually saw me off the YouTube channel, so he sent me a message and said he would like to come down to the dojo and try it out. So if you're in Chicago and you would like to play a game, please just send me a message on YouTube. I will check it, and I will definitely set up a game with you probably on the weekend. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I wasn't really into as animated as I am with my orcs, as always. But I will be putting up more videos very soon. Take care, guys, and see you in the next video. Peace.